Yo, welcome back to another episode of Action Figure Junkie. I am your host, 16 the Icon, aka Mr. SuperheroSwagg. Make sure you check me out on all those social medias. Check me out on Spotify. Today, what I'm gonna do is my top 16, since I am 16 the Icon. I'm gonna do my top 16 so far this year. And yeah, that's pretty much what's going on for this video. Now I'm starting out with Doctor Doom, the newest Doctor Doom from the Cabal 3-pack. And the reason he is at number 10 is because he is basically the same Doctor Doom that I already had. I might have said that in the video when I did the review for the Cabal 3-pack. This is the same Doctor Doom with a couple of updates. They just shortened the tunic, and he really got on the list because he has a soft goods cape. Now I want to be the first one to give Hasbro their flowers when they do stuff that needs to be done. So this guy right here, he's got that soft goods cape, which allows him to sit on a throne. I haven't figured out what throne I want to get for him. I've seen a couple, but I know that now when I get ready, he's ready. He can sit on the throne. He's got the soft goods. You can still see the eyes in the mask. They've already pretty much perfected that much. And everything else on this guy is the same. So yeah, he's number 10. He's number 10. Now, keeping in theme with the whole soft goods thing, this figure was a unicorn. This was one of my unicorns. I wanted this figure really bad. I wanted the Hawkeye, the classic Hawkeye. I wanted him in these exact colors. You know, I wanted this Hawkeye, you know. And so them giving me this Hawkeye is kind of, it was just, he was destined to make this countdown. He was destined to make this countdown. I love this figure. The bright blue, the bright purple, the soft goods. Soft goods. They knew he needed to be able to sit on that Sky Cycle. The Sky Cycle was also a great inclusion with that pack. And as soon as I saw it revealed, I immediately put it on pre-order. And this guy is still, to this day, one of my favorite figures. I like the way they did the ab crunch, where, you know, it continues, even, you know, it continues as he moves, it moves. I like that. I mean, he's got the man, he's got the right ab crunch, and he's got the hard waist swivel, double jointed knees, double jointed elbows, boot cut. I mean, bro, what do you want out of a Hawkeye figure? Now I just need the Dark Avengers Bullseye version, but that's a whole nother thing right there. So yeah, he was number 15. Okay, so we're going through the top 16 the Icon. So that was number 15. Number 14, Jennifer Walters. Now, a lot of people will say, why is she so far down on the list? And I'll tell you, the reason she's so far down on the list is, although Jennifer is beautiful, they gave her that John Byrne look. They gave her the beautiful face. They gave her the wash with the hair. Very vibrant green, bright green. She's looking good. She's got the stretches right there in the back for the cakes. Everything's on point. Everything's on point. And then you get to that ab crunch, and that I go over that in my review. And this is literally as far forward as she can go. That right there, I had to do a long pause for dramatic effect, because that is, it's deplorable. It's unsatisfactory. Like, I know that every female figure cannot have the super articulation of a Carol Danvers or Natasha Romanoff or Sharon Carter. I get that. But with this figure, knowing that the community was clamoring for it and wanting it so bad, they should have went the extra mile, gave her a head sculpt that wasn't smiling, and give her a better ab crunch. And like I said in her review, I'm really hoping that when they give us the Fantastic Four version of this figure, which is a simple repaint, they give us an angry head and make it backwards compatible, so that we can put the smiling head on the other one and the angry head on this one, so that we have some display options. Sound good? Okay. So that was number 14, and we already discussed why she's so far down on the list. Number 13 goes to Jack-O-Lantern. Now, Jack-O-Lantern gets number 13 simply because he's got a couple of things that I love to see on a figure, all in the same figure. This head sculpt is insanity. His head sculpt is nuts, bro. Like, wow. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Okay? And he has some decent articulation with the head, with a big old pumpkin head. You know, he can't really look down a lot, but he can look up. Look how far up he can look. And I think the only reason he can't really look down is because of this tunic, little part right here, for style. Then the chainmail, bro, I love that. I love that. That texture is awesome. Then he can take one of the pumpkin bombs off of his belt and actually hold it in his hand. That's dope. Not to mention double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, boot cut, the whole deal, right? And then look at the detail on the bottom of the boots as well. This is all on one figure. The mixture of the greens and the orange, just the colors, everything all together on this figure. This was a perfect storm, in my opinion. He also comes with his little hover disc, and that adds to playability, posability. Man, this is a good figure, bro. It's a good figure. Moving right along. Boom. Number 12. This figure, I had my doubts about this figure when it was revealed with the Hydro Man. And, you know, I liked the Hydro Man because I like the blue translucent, you know, that whole thing and everything. But this figure I was on the fence about. This figure still made the cut, because when you look at all of the Daredevil comic book art, comic book, when you look at animated, anything from Daredevil, he's pretty much illustrated this way, where there's a bunch of shadows. And the other Daredevil, which came in the 3-pack with Bullseye and Elektra in all white, I like that Daredevil. That Daredevil has the same articulation scheme, which is the whole renew your vows, you know, ab crunch and rocker, and it's dope. Toe articulation. But it is the classic Daredevil that is all red, and you have to pretty much go blind like Matt Murdock to see the 2Ds. Where here, you do not. You get all of the articulation. You get 2 head sculpts, one stoic and one, you know, growling mad at you, you know, going into action, which is always, I'm definitely petitioning for that, for us to have 2 head sculpts with every figure, one relaxed and one going into battle, going into action, because you want to have those display options for each of the figures. This guy is one of my favorites, man. He's one of my favorites. He is definitely one of my favorites. And then he came with the other display option where he's got like the string that connects to the two nunchucks, and you know, you can actually have a whole thing where in the comic books where the string is moving all over, you know, more articulated, and popping somebody in the face with the nunchucks. Very, very fun. All right, very, very fun. So now we've done 16, 15, 14, 13, and 12. And now at 11, at 11, this is where we start cheating a little bit. But I could not separate the three of them because it was a 3-pack. And I didn't want to separate them. I didn't want to separate them. This 3-pack is definitely, it's in this countdown for a bunch of reasons. I absolutely love this figure because I wanted the comic book version of Nick Fury for a long time. And then all of the detail that they did on these cats, man, where you can store the gun in you know, you can store the gun there. You got all the straps. You got all the different paint work with the silvers going on, the straps, the different double jointed everything, the boots, the wrinkles in the boots sculpted. They went to town on this. They went to town on this. Not to mention the, you can change the head and get old school Nick Fury, David Hasselhoff. Or you could keep, you know, Samuel L. Jackson. And then you got Dum Dum Dugan, which of course that he's a SHIELD mainstay. They killed the face sculpt. Absolutely killed the face sculpt. Right? Killed the face sculpt. And the bowler cap. I mean, the face sculpt and the bowler cap. And then, of course, you know, this is an entirely new sculpt for a bigger body, but, you know, not, you know, as built, kind of more husky build. This is a whole new sculpt, you know, and he's got the hard waist swivel and the ab crunch, and the ab crunch is decent. And I like that on figures that are, you know, they have to get down and dirty and, you know, get the shot. And then she gets it because just the super articulation on the female figure, 2 head sculpts. I mean, she's so fun to pose around, man, because she's so poseable. So fun to pose around, man. Like, she's more fun to pose around, I think, than Nick and Dum Dum. Like, real talk. So those all went together. Those all went together under the same number as well. So we had 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. That was number 11. And then we come to number 10. Number 10 is Power Princess, which is probably the best Wonder Woman figure I've seen. And this isn't even from over there. This is a really good figure. The ab crunch, or, you know, is still really non-existent. This figure is nice just because she's very pretty. She's got double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, so that is good. This was an all new, we thought that they were going to do She-Hulk on this, but I'm glad that they did She-Hulk a lot bigger, much bigger sculpt, so you can tell that Jennifer is bigger than her. Arms are bigger, legs are bigger. She's just a much bigger sculpt. Much bigger sculpt. Didn't expect that. But with the shield, the sword, you know, she doesn't have alternate head, so you just get that one face, but it is sufficient. It is sufficient. She is on point. She is on point. Cake, cake, cake. Yep. She's on point. Yeah. We liking that. We liking that. Now, you're probably wondering, we're getting closer to number 1. And number 10, I did not give her all her swords. And pretty much every video you've seen, I never have all her swords with her. But hats off. Hats off to the Hasbro team for this one. Because all 6 of her arms articulate. All 6 of her arms are double jointed elbows. Okay? All 6 of them. Bro. Yes. This is what the man spider was supposed to be. This is what the man spider was supposed to be. But she had to make this countdown. And she had to be highly ranked. Because, I mean, the craftsmanship that had to go into this sculpt to make this possible. Bruh, I didn't need a second head sculpt. I was in awe of this figure. I'm still in awe of this figure. Like, seriously, I'm gonna have this figure in my collection for some time to come. I might even, and I'm not even an inbox collector, I might actually go grab this in box. One to rock and one to stock. Because, bro, man, double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. I mean, and she's got a lot of elbows, bro. She got a lot of elbows. That's, man. So that was number 10. Getting closer to the end, so we're going to get a little faster. Boom. Number 9. Number 9. Victor Creed. Come on, runt. That boy on that Omega Red body mode. Man, this fur on the back. Double jointed knees, double jointed elbows. 2 maniacal looking face head sculpts. Clawed hands. Yeah, man, this guy, man. Bruh. This guy is so fun to have coming towards you, bro. Like, look at this dude, man. Like, bruh. Man, that guy, man, that guy. So that was number 9. Right behind him, number 8. And, I mean, super articulated. You know, they're trying their hand at super articulating Wolverine. I'm not sure so much if they really knocked it out the park. It is a lot better articulation than the other Wolverines that do not have this articulation scheme. But the main reason, and you're going to say I'm petty, the main reason that he got on this countdown is because of the claws, bro. I like these claws so much better. The movie claws are what we coined them as, but I like these claws so much better than your classic Wolverine claws because they just look more like the claws in the comic. You know, I'm all about comic book accuracy. But this figure is a really good figure, though, with all the different hands that they gave Wolverine, and then, you know, you got the head sculpt, the unmasked head sculpt, this head sculpt, and the new articulation scheme. And the problem with this is the boot cut is not there. I've seen people who do mods, but the boot cut is not there in the factory setting, and I'm a little salty about that, but altogether this is still a really good Wolverine figure. Alright, we're getting down to it. We're getting down to it. And now, this Iron Man snuck up on me. Snuck up on me. We're at number 6, by the way. This is number 6. This Iron Man snuck up on me. At first, I was kind of like, wasn't really, feeling the wing, the fins on the back. But the articulation on this boy is pretty decent. I mean, he doesn't have super articulation in the ab. He's got the upper torso rocker and the hard waist swivel, which I still have no problem with. But double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, and the thing that got him on the countdown is, look at that. Well, his head popped off. But usually, you can get pretty good looking up from this cat. And that's what I need when I'm trying to do flying poses. I need you to be able to look up so that it looks authentic when you're flying. I need you to be able to look up. But I've seen a lot of people, you know, really pipe out this version, you know, and get all in the little, you know. I like it pretty much just like this. And this is also one of those Iron Man that has the for real gold, for gold titanium, instead of trying to go with the comic book yellow feel, like, oh yeah, that's how it looks in the comics. So no, it's supposed to be gold. A lot of reviewers, a lot of collectors will tell you, if they have a choice between you going with gold and going with that yellow, that crayon yellow that y'all go with sometimes, we would go with gold every time. So now, getting to the nitty and the gritty of it, let's go down to number 5. Number 5 is, yes sir, yes sir, oh yeah. Man, this is in the top 5, and a lot of figures in this top 5 are from the Celebrating 85 Years summer program. I realized that. As I was doing this, as I was getting prepared for the video. They dropped a lot of heat. A lot of heat in this summer program. Odin still isn't on my shelf, but man, that is probably one of the most beautiful figures I've seen in a long time. And that Hulkbuster, he's on point. He'll look good with the rest of my Iron Man, but I'm really waiting on that Odin. That Odin is what I'm waiting on. But this right here, this 2-pack right here, bro. The sculpt work done on this guy right here with the t-shirt and the wrinkles and the muscles and the head sculpts, both of them, and the jeans, and then the knuckle dusters and the belt buckle. I mean, bro, the definition of this sculpt, and I told you what I need to see happen. I need to see a Doc Samson on this body mold, like immediately. And this guy right here, Danny Rand, with the multiple hands that they gave this guy, which is the same hand treatment that they gave Shang-Chi, and just how beautiful this figure is. Toe articulation is on the Renew Your Vows body mold scheme, and double jointed elbows, knees all around for both of these cats. Like, bruh, this 2-pack is, bro, so tough. Like, man, whew, the heat. Number 4, Ben Reilly. I don't even have to say it. The hoodie is a separate piece, bro. It's a separate piece so that it actually looks like, I don't know, he's wearing a hoodie. And then I know a lot of people just love this design for Spider-Man 2. It's one of it's one of the top Spider-Man designs. I absolutely love it. The hoodie, the articulation, double jointed knees, double jointed elbows. You got wall crawling hands, whipping hands, fisted hands, and just the innovation to do the hoodie right. Like the definition, look at that. Look at that. Man, so proud to have it on my shelf. All right. Top 3. We rounding it, we getting it. We rounding the bases. Carol Danvers. Super articulated body scheme. So you're getting the same articulation you would from Sharon Carter and Natasha Romanoff, the Black Widow. So she's got the double jointed knees, double jointed elbows, and the upper torso rocker, as well as the lower ab crunch. So yeah, say she's undersized all you want, but she is definitely one of the figures that has the best articulation as far as women figures, and she's tough. Not to mention 2 head sculpts, very nice head sculpt. I didn't think they would do this figure. I wanted this figure, but this was what scared me. Is I'm like, I don't know that they're gonna do it because this outfit's kind of. But now that they've done it and got, hey, let's keep going, fellas. Where's the other one? Where's the Moonstone version? The outfit that she wore in Dark Avengers, we can use as Carol, and we can use as Moonstone for Dark Avengers display. We need that figure immediately, please. Yeah, but this one, of course, is from the summer program, the celebrating 85 years, as was the Wolverine, the Astonishing Wolverine that I brought out, and the Luke Cage and Iron Fist was also from 85 years. Number 10, the Doctor Doom, was from the 85 years celebrating 85 years program. So let's break it up and do the top 2. And number 2 is your boy Warren Kenneth Worthington, aka the Angel. Now, 2 head sculpts, and the star of the show, of course, are the wings. Stars of the show are the wings. This is such an improvement on the old Angel that I had from the Sentinel Build-A-Figure wave way back in the day. This is such an improvement. Look at that wingspan. Look at the sculpting in the wings. Look at that. When they go to bat and really do what they're capable of, I spend my money. I spend my money. That is definitely number 2. And one of my most coveted figures. I wanted this figure for a long time. I was waiting for them to do a redo on it, and they did, and I hopped right on it. $34.99 with the wings, the double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, the wings, 2 head sculpts, 2 sets of hands for $34.99. Hey, needed it. Gotta have him if you're trying to do Defenders, if you're trying to do X-Men, if you want to do Champions of Los Angeles. Guess what? You need this cat. Now we just need him in his X-Factor. I need one of these in his X-Factor outfit. I need that X-Factor 5-pack actually, but we ain't gonna talk about that. We're gonna go straight to number 1. And number 1, let me break this out first. We already know where this is going if you see that, right? Number 1, let's get him to ride on out here. Let's get him to ride on out here. That boy nasty. He is nasty. Yeah, he's nasty. This is number one. I mean, I could sit here and go over. In fact, I will. I will go over the translucent fire on the top of the head, the translucent fire on the whip, the chain whip, accompanied by the translucent fire on the wheels, and the translucent fire on the stand that holds him up in the wheelie position, as well as when you take it out of the bottom and just let him sit like so. Man, look at that. Man, the display option is crazy. Display options are crazy. Okay, the detail is nuts. Let's take him off the bike. And let's get a bike it's due real quick. Look at that. Nice. Okay, so this isn't bad. This isn't bad at all. And then I had a lot of cats that wanted to talk about him being undersized, and to that I say everybody's not going to be accurate size. Sometimes you just have to appreciate the fact that the figure's even out here at all. Now, I love this part right here. I tried to get it in the review before, but when you get him and you see the penance stare, they actually put the penance stare in his eyes. That's crazy. Okay. And I love the spikes, the hard way swivel, ab crunch works still, double jointed knees, double jointed elbows, front facing pin for rocker for the feet. I mean, articulated mandible. Man, I had a ball doing this countdown. Now you know, so far the year's not over, so we may be able to switch this around. I know it was a longer video. I apologize. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you stayed all the way to the end, thank you. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. Tune in to whatever you like on 16 TV. We got a bunch of stuff. Go down the playlist to see what you like. Music videos, talk shows, action figure reviews, behind the scenes clips of, you know, me and my crew doing our shows. Check it out, man. Check it out. Until next time, I appreciate you. Thank you for your time. Peace.